Good evening. Good evening, you lovely lot. Who are we going to have pop in today? 2 live streams in a row. Haven't done any for ages. And then two nights in a row. I'm just getting the bug for it again. So, I mentioned yesterday on the live stream that I'd got a new game. And that I thought it'd make a fun true or false live stream. So, I've got to my cards. You guys have to tell me whether or not these stupid deaths are true or false. Simple as that. Some of them are quite funny. Let's put the game over there. Don't need the actual game. Wait for a few people to come in. George, hello, hello. Yes, no, I'm sorry. No, there wasn't as many people as I thought there might be. But I didn't advertise it very well, if I'm honest, so I'm very sorry. But I did have about 20 odd people in, so that's not a bad turnout. But I'm sorry you missed the live stream. So I'm doing a Stupid Deaths live stream for a bit of fun. I bought a new game called Stupid Deaths. And you basically got to work out whether these are true or false stupid deaths, whether they actually happened or whether or not they're just made up. So wait for a few people to come in, then you guys can tell me whether or not you think what I read out is true or false. Is everyone having a good weekend? I've had quite a chilled weekend so far. Today has been, well, I've been for a walk and it was the Wizards Unite First community event. So I went for a walk doing that. I didn't really understand what I was doing, to be honest. I've only been playing the game for about a week, maybe a bit more. So yeah, I wasn't really fully understanding it. I don't know. I did all my daily tasks, so I must have achieved something. And then I did a bit of shopping. I needed some various bits and bobs. Visited an eco shop, which is in the sort of our local town, not very far away from us. And that's cool. A load of plastic-free shopping. Oh, excuse me. Let's get my live on live rather than top. Let's see who comes in to say hello. Might start reading some of these out. Okay, we ready for the first one? Ready for the first one. Okay. First stupid death. Eben Byers, born 1880, died 1932. Byers won the 1906 US Amateur Golf Championship. Later, he was given medicine for an injury and was so convinced by its efficiency that he drank hundreds of bottles of it, not realizing that the medicine consisted of little more than radium dissolved in water. The radiation caused multiple cancers and killed him. Is that true or false? Would the radium make you feel any better? Given medicine for an injury, was so convinced by sufficient. I'm not entirely sure that would make a difference, would it? Not very sciencey. What do you think, people? True or false? True or false? True or false? Have we got anyone in here? True or false? I'll let you know. It's true. It's true. He did actually drink hundreds of bottles. Crazy. Right. Next stupid death. Constance Carey, 1889, born, died 1936. Constance was a fortune teller in Sussex, England. At one séance, she announced that she had made contact with the spirit of a Victorian serial killer, Jack the Ripper. Just as she was about to reveal his real name, she fell forward onto the table, stone dead. An investigation into her death was inconclusive. True or false? Is that stupid death true or false? What do we think? True or false? That would have been really helpful if she had given us the name of Jack the Ripper. I heard that Jack the Ripper was a guy, was it an American guy? They've done some a letter that was written and handwriting analysis or something. I don't know if it's true. Okay, do we think? I'm not actually getting the messages up. Okay, I'm going to tell you. It's false. That's a made-up one. Okay, stupid death. Lizzie Newmson, born 1951, died 1977. Oh, that's the year I was born, 1977. Newsom of Campbellton, Australia, liked drinking. She was certainly drunk one night when she came home from the local pub. She slipped on her doormat, and as she fell, her scarf, on which a lucky rabbit charm dangled, caught on her front door handle, strangling her to death. True or false? Did her lucky charm not give her very much luck? What do we think? Getting your votes. Hello, Piccolo64. You think it's true? Any advances on true? I can tell you it was false. It was a false. It's made up. That one did not happen. Okay. Charles the Eighth. King Charles the Eighth, born 1470, died 1498. He wasn't very old, was he? Was that 28? Wow. Nicknamed the affable Charles VIII, became King of France in 1483. On his way to a tennis match, he banged his head on a low doorway, fell into a coma and died. History buffs out there. Did Charles VIII really die from knocking his head on a doorway, falling into a coma and dying? True or false? True or false? George, you'd be right. That's true. You did. So, hold on. So he became King of France in 1483. He was 13 when he became king. Wow. Okay. Let's find. Right. If anyone watched one of my vlogs this week, you might know the answer to this one. General John Sedgwick, born 1813, died 1864. A sniper killed General John Sedgwick in the American Civil War. Immediately before being shot, he uttered, "They couldn't hit an elephant at this distance." True or false? Now, the answer to this one was actually in my vlog the other day. What do we think, George? Piccolo. No, Piccolo, Andy, is that right? Piccolo? Are you Andy? True, you'd be right. That was true. Did you watch the vlog or did you just think that was true? Okay. Let's find... Oh, Rudyard Kipling. Okay. Does anyone know... Andy, okay, cool. I'll try and remember that. Rudyard Kipling, does anyone know how he died? Born 1865, died 1936. Kipling, famed for his fictional and non-fictional writing, died in his old age. Previously, a magazine incorrectly printed his obituary, to which he replied, "I've just read that I'm dead. Don't forget to delete me from your list of subscribers." So technically, this isn't how he died. This is just that said he was dead and his response to it. Do we think that's what he wrote when he found out he was apparently dead? True or false? It's not really a stupid death, is he? It's not saying he died. What do we think? That was true. Andy, you're right. That was true. Okay, let's find... Is there anyone else that I recognise the name of? Let's see. Some of these I read out the other day in the one we were doing. Do I recognise any of those? Okay, what about this one? Oh no, I read that one out. Aha, okay. 3 hippopotamuses. Hippopotami? I don't know, how would you pronounce it? 3 hippopotamuses in Germany's Karlsruhe Zoo were found suffocated by steam in their pool enclosure. Investigators found no foul play, but an unhappy accident. A nosy elephant had reached its trunk over a fence, turning on the hot water valve. The elephant was pardoned, having no prior offences. True or false? Did the elephant kill the 3 hippopotamuses? What do you think? What do we think? True or false? And do you think that was false? It was true. True, I'm afraid. The elephant killed the hippopotami. Martin Hoffmann, born 1962, died 1981. Hoffmann worked as a gardener in Essen, Germany. In his equipment shed, where he sometimes smoked marijuana, he spilled gasoline while filling a lawnmower. While high, he tried to clean up the spill by setting fire to it. He went even higher. Is that true or false? I know, right? That elephant one, that had me I don't know, I read that yesterday and I thought that was brilliant. So, did Martin Hoffmann blow himself up while high on weed? False, you're right. False, absolutely. We've got 4 people in here. Who else have we got in here? We've got some lurkers. Okay. Graham Parsons, born Ingram Cecil Connor III, 1946, died 1973. When the rock star Parsons overdosed, his father arranged to fly his body to Louisiana. Parsons had told friends he wished to be cremated and his ashes scattered at Joshua Tree National Park. They dressed as morticians, stole his body, drove it to Joshua Tree and ignited his coffin, causing a giant explosion and alerting the police. Is that true or false? I don't actually know who Graham Parsons is. He's a rock star, apparently. Was a rock star. Before my time, 1973, he died. Is that true? Did they nick it and set fire to it? Andy thinks it's true. Anyone else? Anyone else weighing in on this? I love the ones with rock stars because I think we should know these things and we don't always know them. It is true. He did. Or they did. They did steal his body. John Kepler, born 1923, died 1982. Kepler was the scientist who developed polyparaphenylene terabethylamide, better known as Kevlar. Oh, okay. Not wearing one of his bulletproof vests, Kepler was picking up a prescription at his local pharmacy and was shot dead and killed in a robbery. True or false? Was the guy who, what was that? You're making me feel, oh, you're born in 1964. I'm a 77 girl. Was the guy who invented Kevlar shot when he wasn't wearing his own Kevlar suit? False. What do you think, George? Andy thinks it's false. Do you agree? Do you concur? What does George think? True or false? his little timer thing. False. Didn't really happen. I wonder if did he really invent Kevlar? Okay. Oh, right. Okay. So anyone who knows anything about American presidents, William Henry Harrison, born 1773, died 1841. The 9th American president, was 68 years old when he was elected. To calm concerns about his age and prove his physical stamina, he rode a horse to the inauguration, gave his 2-hour speech outside in the wet, freezing weather, and refused a coat and a hat. He caught pneumonia and died 31 days later. True or false? Who knows our American presidents? William Henry Harrison, the 9th American president. Did he die of pneumonia while trying to prove that he was fit for service? What do we think? Andy thinks it's true. Anyone else want to weigh in on this one? Anyone else weighing in? Sounds like it'd be dumb not to. It sounds like it'd be dumb not to happen. You guys are right. It's true. That was unfortunate of him, wasn't it? I'm just going to share this out for a second on Twittery. You guys still there? You still there? Sorry. I tweeted it out. See if we get some more people coming. Okay. Frank Hayes. Frank Hayes was born in 1888. He died in 1923. Jockey Frank Hayes won his last horse race despite being dead. He suffered a heart attack mid-race, but his body remained on his horse, Sweet Kiss, as they crossed the finish line. Does anyone know anything about horse racing? Have you heard this story? Is this true or is this false? Did he win the race whilst being dead? Got to be true. Sounds too good. You'd want it to be true, wouldn't you? Anyone else weighing in on this one? Got to be true, hasn't it? And you're right. It's true. He did win the horse race after he died. Leonardo da Vinci. Who knows their artists? Born 1452, died 1519. Da Vinci was a brilliant painter, sculptor and inventor, but unfortunately not great with ladders. While working on his final sculpture, Tu Cavallo, Leonardo slipped and fell, fracturing his skull. He later died from the injury. Is that how Leonardo da Vinci died? What do you think? And do you think that's false? Do you know your artists? Do you know your arty history? Anyone else want to wager in on this one? Did Leonardo, I was going to say DiCaprio. You don't know your artists, okay. Did Leonardo da Vinci fall off a ladder, cracking his skull and dying? True or false? Andy, you're right. You're good at these. False. It was not true. I have no idea how he really died. Okay. Oh, okay. The Emperor of Rome. Caracalla, the Emperor of Rome, born 188, died 217. That was a long time ago. One of Rome's most brutal leaders, Caracalla, executed his own brother rather than share the throne with him. While on the road, Caracalla stopped to urinate. A soldier whose brother had been killed by Caracalla days before took revenge by stabbing the emperor midstream. Is it true or false? Was this very early Roman emperor stabbed while taking a piddle? True or false? What do you think? Ouch. Yeah, ouch indeed. I mean, that seems like poor, poor, like bad show, you know, poor gameship. I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like stabbing someone in the back. Although I suppose you just get whatever opportunity you could, really. And you're right, it's true. I say good on him. Sounds like he was up for killing brothers. Okay. Antonia Bennett, born 1933, died 1956. Bennett fearfully went to great lengths to avoid the objects of her superstitions. Bennett's friends begged her to avoid these unnecessary practices, but to no end. On her final day, she skirted around a ladder to avoid slipping beneath it. As she walked away, the ladder fell on her head, breaking her neck. True or false? Did Antonia Bennett die from a falling ladder after avoiding it by not walking onto it? Bless you!
Thank you.
Kenzie's sneezing. You think it's true, Andy? Anyone else think it's true? Anyone else? Hi, Tink! Come play this game with us. Well, it's kind of not the game. Bless you. Okay, it's false. Sorry, Andy. You didn't get that one. Right. Oh, okay. Thomas Andrews. Do we know who Thomas Andrews is? Lee would know this. Thomas Andrews, true, false, maybe, Monchichi. That's kind of covering all bases. Thomas Andrews was born 1873, died 1912. Anyone tell me what Thomas Andrews did? You might recognise his name. He made a very, very bold statement. Okay, I'll tell you what he did. He made beer. Elephant sat on him. No, Andrews was the naval architect who designed the RMS Titanic. He was the guy who declared the ship unsinkable. Okay. He bragged that it would serve as its own lifeboat. After the ship struck an iceberg and began sinking, Andrews gave up his seat on an actual lifeboat to the stewardess, Mary Salone. So he died on the Titanic. True or false? Stupid man. If, you know, when you make comments like, what is it, God himself could not sink this ship. I think he's the guy, is he not, that was stood in the film version Titanic on the at the mantelpiece with his arm on the mantelpiece as it went down. It's true. Tink, you got that one right. It's true. Sorry, Andy. He did. I mean, I know, you know, the film wasn't necessarily completely historically correct, you know, with Jack and whatever the other one was called. But yeah, you saw him standing at the end, didn't he? Did not get on the ship. He was a gentleman, exactly. And he was very upset about the fact that lifeboats had been taken off for look or something. So he had designed it a certain way and other people had changed it. Why does no one speak of the Britannic or the Oceanic? Well, apparently the Titanic wasn't the Titanic, it was one of the sister ships. Was it not the Britannic? I can't remember. But it was actually one of the sister ships because it wasn't ready. So I heard. Lee knows these things. He just absorbs this info. Okay. I cannot pronounce this. Aciclus. An insurance scam, yeah. Born 523 BC, died 456 BC. Attempting to crack open a tortoiseshell, an eagle or a bearded vulture mistook the Greek playwright noggin for a stone. The bird dropped the tortoise onto Aciclus' bald head, killing him. Did he really get killed by a falling tortoiseshell? A very long time ago. George, you liking this game? Andrew Dexter, hello. We are playing a fun game. You all think it's true, and you'd be correct. Who documented that? I mean, that was 523 BC. Wow. Okay, Mick Morris, born 1926, died 1980. That was in my time. Morris loved fly fishing and over many years frequently travelled to his favourite river in Utah. On his final trip, a hungry bear stole Morris's fish catch for the day. Morris decided to wrestle the bear for his fish, but when the bear dropped the fish, she feasted on Morris instead. True or false? Did fisherman Morris get eaten by a bear? Pliny probably. Pliny. Oh, sorry. False. False. Sure, why not? No, it's false. You guys were right. It's false. That did not happen. Okay, who knows their American drama and literature critiques? So Woolcott was born 1887 and died 1943. He was an American drama and literature critic known for his forthright opinions expressed in the New Yorker and on the radio. When he seemed to fall silent on a CBS radio show, some listeners were surprised. He had suffered a heart attack live on air. Did he die live on air or not? Alexander Woolcott. Tink says true. Andy says true. What does Monchichi think? True, false. True, false. True. Popped his clogs on air. Yep, he did. Oh, okay, here's another one for you Americans out there. John Roebling, born 1806, died 1869, was the engineer who designed the Brooklyn Bridge. He was studying where to place the bridge when an East River ferry arrived, crushing his toes. After amputations, he died 3 weeks later of complications. His bridge would eventually put all ferry companies on the river out of business. Well, there's a comeback, isn't it? You killed me and I've put you out of business. Is that true or false? Did the guy who designed the Brooklyn Bridge and in the end put all ferry companies on that river out of business die from having his toes crushed by a ferry? Tink says false. Andy says false. Monchichi, you weighing in on this one? George, where's George? George says true. Controversial. We've got a true and two falses. What do we think, people? A ferry ran over his toes, crushed his toes while he was stood. A ferry arrived, crushing his toes. A ferry ran over his toes. Now, it sounds like it would be true because I've been doing television 17 years and almost had one. Been doing television for 17 years and almost had one. What? A ferry or a bridge or crushed toes? It's true. It's true. While he was scouting out the spot for the Brooklyn Bridge, his toes were crushed. His toes were amputated. Or his foot was amputated, or something was amputated. And then he died. Okay. Okay. John Polidori, born 1770. George is on the bit. Died 1821. Okay. The British doctor, John Polidori, wrote The Vampire in 1819, the first published vampire story of modern times. He became so obsessed with the mythical creatures that he slept every night with a clove of garlic in his mouth. One night, he choked on garlic and died. Did he die from choking on garlic so that he didn't get attacked by vampires? True or false? What do we think? Tink says false. What do we think? You'd love it to be true. Some of these you're like, I really wish that would be true. False. Is George with us on this one? I do think George is like one behind us. I'm wondering if maybe he's a little bit behind. If he's got lagging his end, maybe. George, you with us? There's 7 people watching, not everyone's getting involved. It's false. Wouldn't that have been good if it was true, though? No, that's false. Okay. Oh, should we have another king? King Adolf Frederick. Heart attack. Oh, you nearly had a heart attack. Well, that's not good. You don't want to have one of them. Okay, King Adolf Frederick, born 1710, died 1771. Thank you, Kenzie Bear. Welcome. Thank you, thank you. Don't forget your bath's ready.
I'm going to have a shower. Brendan's got it.
Oh, Brendan's in the bath, is he?
Okay.
Keys what? Contaminated it. Okay. Known as the king who ate himself to death, Adolf Frederick ruled Sweden. No, Adolf Frederick ruled Sweden for 20 years. He died of indigestion. Can you die of indigestion? After eating a vast banquet, topped off with 14 servings of dessert. 14 servings of dessert. I might be able to fit in 14 servings of ice cream because it kind of melts and goes like in the edges. If it was pudding, I'd be stuffed literally after the first one. Hello, Kathy. Hello. Okay, so do you think King Adolf Frederick, you got choppy? Choppy? Oh, do you want me to read it again? Did it go funny? I'm Swedish, he's probably a relative. King Adolf Frederick, known as the king who ate himself to death. Adolf Frederick ruled Sweden for 20 years, died of indigestion after eating a vast banquet topped off with 14 servings of dessert. Tink says it's true. Andy says it's true. Kathy, what do you think? True or false? Kathy thinks it's true. True! He really was the king who ate himself to death. Right. Let's have a look. Okay, bagpipes. A man named Lamont, birthday unknown, died 1746. His first name is unknown, but a Scotsman named Lamont eked out a living playing the bagpipes on the streets of London. During the Jacobite rebellion, however, he attracted the attention of the authorities. They charged him with subversion, ruled that bagpipes constituted an instrument of war, and then executed him. Is that true or false? Bearing in mind there is still a law in place that says you can kill a Scotsman on a Tuesday if he does something, but I can't remember what it is. You say that's false? Big belly? Who are you saying it's a big belly? Oh, the guy's going to have a big belly. Chi-Chi says it's true. Tink says it's false. Kathy, you said that's false. We ready? It's false. Sadly, that would have been quite funny. Sorry, Scottish people, but that would have been quite funny. Okay. Who are these guys? Okay, Collier brothers. I don't know who these guys are. The Collier brothers, born 1881 and 1885, died 1942. Homer and Langley Collier were hoarders, obsessively collecting junk, even creating booby traps to protect against intruders. One day, Langley set off a trap while delivering food to his paralysed brother, dying instantly. Homer died of starvation. It took weeks and the removal of 120 tons of garbage to recover the 2 bodies. Wow, that's very morbid. Technically legal to kill Scots in York as long as they are carrying a bow and arrow. That's what I'm thinking of, Tink. Thank you. Thank you, Kathy. I had it cut the other day. Monchichi says it's true. Andy says it's true. Tink says it's true. It's true. The Collier brothers. Oh, Kathy, no, it's true. Hoarding is not good for you. I should keep telling Brendan that. Okay. Okay, soda fountains. Residents of St. Louis died 1952, so it's a whole bunch of residents. Soda fountains surged in popularity after World War II, and the popularity of root beer skyrocketed when the root beer float caught on. One factory in Missouri, have I said that right? Missouri? Struggled to meet the demand, running all systems 24 hours a day until a giant vat exploded, flooding 80,000 gallons into surrounding streets and drowning 15 workers. Is that true or false? Monchichi, you're saying you know this is true. You're saying you know this one is true? The root beer factory? Monchichi says true. Please be true. I know Andy's like, please be true. You've been to St. Louis. Louis? St. Louis. Lessons from Lila. Hi, Lila. You're saying it's false. So, Kathy, you've been there. What do you think? Did you give me an answer? You think it's true? Are you ready? Are you ready? It's false. It never happened. There was no root beer explosion. Sorry, guys. Hernandez, Francisco Hernandez, born 1919, died 1973. Hernandez of Mexico City snored terribly, keeping his wife awake all night. In desperation, she persuaded him to insert cotton balls in each nostril. He suffocated to death. As tempting as it is to stick cotton balls up a snorer's nose. Actually, no, that doesn't help. It's the mouth, isn't it? I'd have shoved them in their mouth and made them breathe through their nose. I wouldn't really do that. I don't suggest you do that. True or false? Sticking the cotton buds up his nostrils killed him. What do we think? Andy says true. Kathy says false. Ooh, we're on the fence with this one. Tink says true. Any more? Got two trues and a false. Your battery's on. Oh, Monchichi. Bye. Thanks for popping in. Okay, you ready? False. Never happened. I'm sure it would happen, though, if someone shoved cotton wool balls. And how far she shoved them in. Yeah. All the way. Okay. Okay. Bella the First, who was actually a male, with a name like Bella, you wouldn't have thought so. Born circa 1020, died 1063. Bella the Champion was king of Hungary. He was severely injured when his throne broke beneath him, and subsequently he died of the wounds inflicted. What do you think? Did he really die after falling off his throne? My neighbours are drunkenly singing in their garden. You should get them to come and join in. What are they singing? Are they good singers? Kenzie Bear, turn your YouTube down, please. He's not even watching me. Yes, please. You want that to be true? Probably eating all that dessert with the guy from Sweden. He probably was, you're right. It's terrible. Oh dear. You're right, it's true. That did happen. He did die falling off of his thingy. Right, Boston. Who here knows their Boston history? Not that far away, actually. 1919 Boston history. So you Americans might know this. In Boston, Massachusetts, a storage tank exploded, releasing its contents. More than 2 million gallons of molasses. The 40-foot wave of molasses swept through the streets at 358 miles an hour, killing 21 people. It became known as the Great Molasses Flood. So, you Americans on here. Hello, Mange too. How are you? They have a PA and everything. True, very poor medical care back then. Yeah, there was. You think you've heard about this one, Tink? Was there such a thing as a Great Molasses Flood of Boston in 1919? Kathy says no. Lila says no. We've got an English person saying yes, and we've got 2 Americans saying no. Interesting. Any advances on that? What do we think? Not good for diabetics. No, Andy. Morsh 2 says no. Is all they need was beans and they could bake Boston beans. They had a big cookout on the streets. Andy says it's true. A very slow flow. Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you? But it said it moved at 358 miles an hour. So not a very slow flood. Okay. You'd be surprised to hear it was true. You're going to have to Google it. There is such a thing as the Great Molasses Flood of Boston, 1919. Who knew? Not us, clearly. Not us. Okay, do you want to know? Let's have another American one. See, you learn something new every day. Every day is a school day with Pip, right? F.E. Stanley, does anyone know what? Oh, that flood. Oh, that flood. The big flood. Yeah. Get it mixed up with the other flood. F.E. Stanley, born 1849, died 1918. Okay, Stanley was the pioneer of the American automobile. History with Pippa. You're all stuffed if it's history with Pippa. Yeah, he was the pioneer of the American automobile industry, co-founding the Stanley Motor Carriage Company. Anyone know anything about the Stanley Motor Carriage Company? While driving one of his own cars, he swerved off the road to avoid an oncoming farm wagon and died. The Stanley steamer should have had seatbelts. True or false? Did the guy who designed, or who co-founded the Stanley Motor Carriage Company die in one of his own vehicles because it didn't have seatbelts? What do we think? True or false? Stupid death, stupid death. True, true. Okay, we've got a couple of trues coming in. Andy, are you UK or are you America? I have a feeling you're UK, but I don't know why I'm thinking that. Lots of trues. Kathy's coming in with a false. Mixing it up a bit. You thought he invented a knife. Stanley knife. Nah, different Stanley. Maybe he did both. Dorset. I had it in my head you were UK. Are we ready? Sorry, Kathy. It was true. It's true. Okay. Who else? Oh, let's have one about a hippie. Jennifer Jones, born 1939, died 1967. Jones was a British heiress and a hippie. I'd have got on well with her. Oh, excuse me, people. Under the influence of drugs, Jones announced she was the reincarnation of Jesus and could walk on water. She stepped serenely out of her boat and promptly drowned in the Thames. Donovan wrote his hit song Jennifer Juniper about her. True or false? I'm assuming the death bit. Or maybe the song as well. Davy Jones's mum. Davy Jones's locker. I don't know. Jennifer Jones. Tink says it's false. I like Davy Jones. He was cool. Lila says it's true. One true, one false. Two falses, one true. Scales are in the favour of the false. What do we think? Morse 2 says true. Oh, we're even Stevens now. What do we think? What do we think? Anyone else weighing in on this? Kathy says true as well. So we've got more trues than falses. False. Sorry, people. It's false. Andy, you're doing quite well with these. And Tink's doing quite well. Tink, did you get that one right? I was going to say, you two are quite good at actually getting the right answer. What? I know, right? You're not lousy at this game. It's literally 50-50. Oh, let's have a stunt car driver. Barry McDuff, born Born 1958, died 1982, Macduff was one of the UK's leading stunt car drivers. Oh, excuse me. And the unknown star of many movie and television car chases. At the grocery store one day, a student driver taking her first lesson reversed her car into Barry, pinning him against a wall. No stunt could save him. True or false? Did the UK's leading stunt car driver get squished against a wall by a learner driver? True or false? Tink says false. Andy's just guessing and getting good guesses. Well done. You see, it's irony, isn't it? These things like irony. Kathy says false. Lila says false. We're all going with false. Anyone going to mix it up again? Oh, they are. Like Andy's going to mix it up a bit with a true. Sorry, Andy. It's false. I don't actually know if Barry Macduff was even a stunt driver or if he's been made up. Okay, so another American one. Michael Francis Farley. I'm sorry, people. This happens to me. When I read, I start to yawn after a while. I don't think I take in enough oxygen. Farley was a member of the US Congress. Does anyone know who Farley was? From the state of New York. He died from shaving. Okay. Turns out his shaving brush was infected with anthrax, a version most commonly found in the wild or domestic animals, and his death was a cut above the rest. True or false? Did he die from anthrax poisoning whilst shaving? What? How did he get a version most commonly found in wild or domestic animals? I didn't think you could get anthrax from animals. Kathy says false. Tink says true. Andy says true. Was that Andy that said true? Lila says false. Farley's rusks. Oh, I love Farley's rusks. Ooh, I haven't had one of those in years. Right, you ready? It's true. He did. He did. I didn't think anthrax was something that you... I didn't think... Are they saying like that's anthrax is like a bacteria or something? I didn't think you get anthrax from animals. Surely anthrax would kill any animal. Well, yeah, it's true. I wouldn't have thought you could get anthrax. What do I know? What do I know? Okay. Frederick, Prince of Wales, born 1707, died 1751. Frederick was the firstborn son of King George II of Great Britain. He was an enthusiastic cricketer, as a player and a patron. The sport was struck a nasty blow when at the age of 44, Frederick died after a cricket ball hit him. True or false? Farley's rusks are so good, Kathy. They're for babies, but they're really full of sugar, so they shouldn't be for babies. You must have used the NHS. So struck by a cricket ball and died. Is that how the Prince of Wales died? Cookies or biscuits? Don't get me started on cookies or biscuits. It's a rusk, it's neither. Lila says true. Lila says true. It's getting dark in here, people. What do we think? Excuse me. How rude of me to keep yawning. True, 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 true. It's true. He did. Well, at least he, was killed doing something he enjoyed. That's got to be better than, dying doing something you don't enjoy. I'm going to open a new pack. Are we enjoying this? We're not got fed up of it yet. I've been going for like 50 minutes. You're not bored of it? Should I keep going? Don't want to bore people. A rusk is not a cookie or a biscuit. No. I'm so confused. Is a baby's biscuit, I guess, what we would call a biscuit, which you would call a cookie. You're enjoying it? Okay, cool. George is still here. I thought you'd vanished, George. You've gone very quiet. I can't get into the new pack. It's a twice baked biscuit. Is it? It's really crumbly, and you usually mix it. Your tea's getting cold. Yeah, it is. I talk too much. It's a really crumbly thing that you're meant to add like milk or something to make it into like a runny sort of pasty thing, or you can give it to babies for them to chew on. It's like a finger food. Okay, ball fighting is so dangerous. Yeah, you shouldn't throw balls at each other or use your balls to fight. Like a biscotti. Yeah, kind of crumbly like that, but I might have to send you some rusks, Kathy. Okay. You're enjoying being around smart people. I honestly think this is, I'm not saying people here are not smart, but I think this is pure luck. Okay, a teething biscuit, you have those. But it's not the hard ones. So you can get teething biscuits that are like hard, rock hard things that like, just like that. And they, you know, chew their teeth on. And then you get other teething biscuits that are soft and just disintegrate in their mouth. Okay. I can't actually pronounce that one. Henry Pennell, born 1874, died 1907. In an 1879 engagement in India, British Army Captain Henry Pennell displayed such courage. He was awarded his country's highest military recognition, the Victoria Cross. 10 years later, he achieved another less welcome distinction as the first person to die while tobogganing Switzerland's Cresta Run. Did he die on Switzerland's Cresta Run tobogganing? Do they still make Bicky pegs? Yes. Well, they did when my boys were little. We had Bicky pegs. They're the really hard ones. They're the royal biscuits for teething. I bet the royal kids are raised on Bicky pegs. Now you want one. Yeah, I want a rusk now too. Bunny, hello, hello. So Lila thinks this is true. Henry Pennell did die on the tobogganing run of Switzerland's Cresta Run. Andy says it's true. Anyone else think it's true? Or do you think it's false? True or false? Stupid deaths. More stew. False. False. Shall we see? Shall we see what it says? You ready? True. He did die tobogganing. At least he was doing something fun. Okay, for you Americans out there. For you Americans. Henry Tree, born 1904, died 1961. A heavy rainfall in Massachusetts had soaked the fallen leaves on the ground. Henry slipped, banged his head on the sidewalk, and died from his concussion. It was a sad but unremarkable death, but for the headline, Tree Killed by Leaves. That's such a cool headline. Tree killed by leaves. Okay, so was Mr. Tree killed by leaves in Massachusetts on a wet day? What do you think? Lila says true. Tink says false. What do we think, people? What do we think? True or false? True or false? I wish I'd Googled the Stupid Deaths song, so I could have sung it to you. Horrible history. Stupid deaths, stupid deaths. I can't remember the words. Andy wants it to be true. Kathy's saying false. Tink's saying false. Lila's saying true. You ready? It's false. It's false. I'm sorry. I know my tea's going cold. Thank you, Tink. Just keep reminding me to take a sip. Tink's on tea duty. Tink, you're definitely earning your chocolate bar. It is dumb enough to be true, isn't it, George? Sadly, it's not, though. Okay. Okay, Baron Charles Mohun died 1675, died 1712. Mohun lived a turbulent life. He inherited the title Baron as a child after his father was killed in a duel. Charles went on to fight several duels himself, was tried and acquitted twice for murder, and was eventually killed in a duel with the Duke of Hamilton that left both men dead. So it was a bit of a stalemate, really, wasn't it? True or false? That's a bit of a anticlimax, isn't it? If two people die in the duel. Same thing nearly happened to Bush. What was the to Bush? I'm a bit slow, sorry. Dee Dee, welcome to the live stream, Dee Dee. Yeah, Tink is my tea monitor. Tink is my tea monitor. Dee Dee says it's true. Kathy says it's false. Lila says it's true. Andy says it's true. You ready? Are you ready? It's true. It is true. And no one really won that one, did they? Well, I mean, you guys did, but I mean, you know, that duel, no one won. The worst draw ever. Okay. Marshall Carter, born 1895, died 1932. Thank you, Dee Dee. Carter's wife knew her husband had an allergy to insect stings. She was also aware he was cheating on her. Therefore, she deliberately released several wasps into their bedroom one night. Marshall and his wife were both stung, but only he died as a result. She was later found guilty of murder. How would you prove that? How would you prove that she was in the room? True or false? Did she kill him by putting wasps in the bedroom? What do we think? It became barren waste. Oh my goodness. I'm loving the jokes. Okay, Kathy's going with false. Dee Dee's going with false. Lila's going with true, but she didn't get charged. Okay, what do we think? Think, Andy, weighing in on this one? George, you coming in on this one? Promise I'm not drinking. Yeah, Kathy. She's got a little bottle of something going on there. She can't type anymore. Ouch. Lee got stung by a wasp the other day. It was a baby one. It flew in through the window of his car on his way home, got under his arm, and when he put his arm down, it stung him. And I know it was a wasp because it fell out of his top when he took it off. It's false. Sorry, people. I actually don't think they could prove that she had done that deliberately. I don't think they'd be able to prove that. Love your mug. We called it coffee cups here. Yeah, there's no coffee going in this. Kenzie got it for me, I think. I think he won it. Was this? I won this at a village fete for me. Yeah, wasps do have horrible stings. Police caught her during a sting operation. Oh my God, you're on a roll. You are on a roll. Okay. William Harvey, born 1610, died 1657. Harvey was one of the great English scientists, remembered for discovering the circulation of blood. I didn't know that. But that didn't help him when he was charged with witchcraft after 3 of his neighbours fell ill and accused him of cursing them. That happened a lot in England. Harvey was tried, convicted, and executed in 1657. Yeah, tried my butt. Yeah, a witch trial was nothing. Yeah, so loads of people who knew anything about the body were tried for witchcraft back in the day. I would have been tried and probably killed as a witch. What do we think? True or false? True or false? True or false? We're going with false. We're going with false. Got a lot of falses coming up. Andy's. Look, you just like to play devil's advocate, don't you? And do what everyone else is doing. I know, that's crazy, right? I know. Anyone that did anything that makes sense with the makes sense now about the human body was accused of being a witch. Are we ready? Are we ready? False. Sorry, people. Didn't happen. But it did happen to a lot of other people. Okay. What have we got? All right, okay. Catherine Harper, born 1922, died 1964. Keeping big cats as pets isn't a good idea, as Catherine discovered. An early feminist, she believed that without males, tigresses could be fully domesticated. She tried to intervene when two of her pets began fighting. By the time help came, the cats had consumed much of Catherine. Did this feminist get us into trouble, believing that tigresses could be fully domesticated without a man around? What an idiot. The real Brooklyn. Hello, the real Brooklyn. Have you come to join us? What do we think? Did she get eaten by her pussycats? Meow. True, we're going for true. I'm going to be very, very controversial. I'm not a great lover of feminists. Maybe because most of the ones I've met have been man haters, which I guess is not a real feminist, but pagans turned into Christians. We were turned into Christians. You're right, we were. People in cars think they can pat the big... Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do, right? They do think they can stroke the big cats that are in wildlife parks that you drive through, what they call safari parks. It's false. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. Sorry, people. Right. Let's find... Is there anyone there that I recognise the name of? Okay. I don't know this person, but we'll give it a go. Pickles was born 1963, died 1967. That's not very old. In 1966, the FIFA World Cup trophy was stolen. While on a walk with his owner, a dog named Pickles discovered the trophy while sniffing under a hedge. Pickles became a national hero. Unfortunately, the following year, Pickles choked to death on his leash while chasing a cat. Oh, poor Pickles. Do we think the dog that discovered the FIFA World Cup trophy that was stolen died a year later chasing a cat? Hi, Amjad. How's things? Okay, we're going with true. Lila's saying false. She's mixing it up a bit. With a name like Pickles, it has to be true. Are we ready? It's true. Poor Pickles. My nickname in junior high was Pickles. I have friends that still call me Pickles. Well, don't go chasing cats, Kathy. Okay? That's all I can suggest. I'm good. Just chilling with a bowl of popcorn. Ooh, did you bring enough for the whole class, Amjad? Okay. Okay, James Otis Jr. Another one for the Americans. Born 1725, died 1783. Are you joining in, Lee?
No.
No. Otis was one of the American Revolution's key figures. The man who coined the slogan, "Taxation without representation is tyranny." Tyranny, is that the right word? Mm-hmm. He died in exactly the manner he wished. He had repeatedly said he hoped that he would die by lightning. And he did. Lightning struck him on May the 23rd, 1783.
Did it strike him twice?
I don't think it needed to strike him twice. I think once was enough. Did he get struck by lightning? Kathy says, hello, Lee.
Hello, Bob.
Should have been Branston Pickle. You're right. He says, hello, Bob. Lila says it's true. Anyone know their American history?
10 years ago.
Yeah. Andy says it's true. Andy says it's true. Lila says it's true. Anyone else deciding? Kenzie left, has he?
Yeah.
Right, we ready? Ready? She said hello, Ray. It's true. It's true. He did. He got struck by lightning. I guess if you want something enough, you can have it.
Be careful what you wish for. You may get it.
Nigel Williams, born 1791, died 1823. Food allergies are well known now, but they weren't in the 19th century. A Harvard University team identified Williams, a baker, as the first known fatality from a fig allergy. Why was his death stupid? He'd stolen the figs, then a rare delicacy in the United States from an imported tree. He died eating the stolen figs because he was allergic to them. True or false? Thank you, Tink. It's gone now. Thank you, Tink. Okay. Oh, Dee Dee's 5 out of 6. Well done, Dee Dee. Monge 2 says true. Tink says false. And says true. Lila says false. That's a sad story. True. False. All of you who said false got it right. I'm going to keep going until I run out of light. It's getting dark in here. It actually looks all right on the camera, whereas in here it just feels a bit dingy. Okay. Oh, okay. Matthew Webb. Matthew Webb. Sound is a little off from the picture. Might be worth coming out and then going back in again, George. That'll probably fix that problem. Okay, born 1848, died 1883. Webb became famous in 1875 as the first person to swim the English Channel. He later engaged in various other swimming feats, including an attempt to swim through the Whirlpool Rapids below the Niagara Falls. The swim was unsuccessful. By that, I assume he died. True or false? Let's say all false all the time, Kathy, and you'll get one right. Yes, you could go with that tack. Yorkshire George, hello, hello. I'll do flower. Why do I have to go out and come back? Oh, you've changed your what do you call it? If not you, no, the other George. If you go out, come back in again, and then it won't be out of sync. You're going to go with false. You're going to go with false. There's a lot of falses on this one. Should I tell you? Lila's going with true. Oh, Lila. See what you're doing there. You're telling Kathy to do one thing and then you're going with the other. Sneaky. You thought it was Cliff Richard? No. You ready? It's true. It's true. You'll have to go and Google him now. Okay, who knows their Canadian history? Stephen Youngman. Oh, you meant true, did you? Oh, yeah, I meant true. Stephen Youngman, born 1942, died 1977, the year I was born. In 1877, a Canadian acrobat, the great Farini, staged the first ever human cannonball stunt. 100 years later, his hometown attempted to break the world record for the greatest number of human cannonball performers. When a detonator malfunctioned, one stuntman died, blowing the fun to bits. True or false? True or false? Did Stephen Youngman blow up as a human cannonball? Tink says false. Who? Sweet and innocent me. Yo-Yo Max. Hello, hello. Canadian here. So what do you think then as a Canadian? You think it's true? They got shot. You should take up comedy. True, false. You ready? Are you ready? Kathy's run away. Like, I don't care anymore. Are you ready? It's false. Didn't happen. No Canadians blowing anyone up. Okay, what about Randy Morrison? Born 1950, died 1973. Before Halloween, Morrison tried out his gorilla costume. Evidently, it was convincing. A gentleman spotted Morrison and reported the beast to the police. They shot the gorilla with a sedative dart, intending to tire him, but for a human, however, the dose proved fatal. Did Randy Morrison get shot in his gorilla suit? We'd want that to be true, wouldn't we? That does sound funny. I am wrong. No, no, no. We've got a false, a true, a false. A false, a true, a false, a false. What do we think? What do we think? Andy's going, true. Please be true. Please be true. You ready? False. Sorry, people. That would have been so good to be true. So good to be true. Right, let's see. Okay, who knows their air history? Dee Dee, you're on a... Oh, it's worked, George. Excellent. Well done. Who knows their air history, their aeroplane history? Yeah, you're on a losing streak now, Dee Dee. Okay, Thomas E. Selfridge, born 1882, died 1908. Selfridge, a US Army officer, earned a rather unfortunate claim to fame. As a passenger in a plane being flown by Orville Wright, he became the first person to die in an aeroplane crash. Is that true or false? Is it true or false? Yo-Yo Max is going with false. Dee Dee's going with true. Tink's going with true. Lila's going with false. George is going with sounds true. What about the other George? We've got two Georges in here now. I don't think that early planes could hold passengers. Don't know. Hello. False. It was the pilot. Okay. Hello. Have you just had a bath and washed your hair? Are we ready? I was talking to you. You're just ignoring me. Are we ready? Are we steady? Ow, ow. Got a chin in my thing. Kathy's back. Say hi to Kathy. Hello. Hello. It's false. No. A lie. It's true. So I picked up the wrong card. It's true. It's true. It's true. An army officer died as the first person to die in an airplane crash. Did the pilot survive then? Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, let's Viking one. Cuthred of Wessex. Birthday unknown, died 756. Cuthred was the king of Wessex when Viking invaders attacked England. His inability to hold off attacks led noblemen to depose him. He was given a final chance to prove himself as a warrior by surviving a pit of poisonous snakes. The snakes persevered. What do we think? Yorkshire George has won one. Kathy took my luck with her. She did. Hope he's cut his hand. Oh no, Lila. Hope it's not too bad. Who's keeping score? You got to keep your own score. I'm just reading. False, false, false. True, they did things like that back then. You're right, they did. All sorts of weird things. Yeah.
Can we get a stuffed s'mores, please? Because I need to bring them to school on Tuesday.
How are you going to make s'mores?
Bunsen burner.
Can you do that? Are you doing it in science?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we ready? False. Sadly, he did not get attacked by a pit of snakes. Okay. Let's have a look. John the Blind. There you are. Let's have one about John the Blind.
Is he blind?
I don't know. We'll find out. I don't think they did. I didn't think he died at 7:56. I thought it was 10 past. You are the comedic light relief. John the Blind, born 1296, died 1346. John was king of Bohemia, and as his nickname suggests, he was blind. But that didn't stop him fighting against the English at the Battle of Crecy, someplace. He had his horse bridle tied to those of his closest companions and fought and died in the service of his country. Did the blind man die in battle? That takes a really brave person to do that. or incredibly stupid. Have to go to work. Oh, George. Thanks for joining us. We've got a true, we've got a false, we've got a true, he was a Wally. True. Okay, stitched up, keep going. It's all right, it's not going to fall off. Okay, we ready? True or false? Did the blind king die in battle? True, he did. Brave or stupid, I don't know which. Okay. Graham Spark, born 1960, died 1981. See, a Wally. Yeah, you're right. You're off out for supper. Talk soon. Oh, well, thanks for coming, George. I won't be on for an awful lot longer. Probably maybe 15 minutes, maybe. Okay, Graham liked to smell fresh. He covered his body every day with an entire can of aerosol deodorant. The fumes could be smelled throughout the house. Over time, Graham started to feel unwell and eventually died. The autopsy found large traces of butane and propane in his body. True or false? What do we think? A whole can. Oh dear, true. False. Do we think it's true or false? True or false? That can't be good for you, can it? Breathing all that stuff in. Brendan sprays quite a bit, and that's bad enough. It feels horrible when you breathe it in. I'm like, stop spraying it. He was the founder of global warming. Yeah, but he probably did global warming all by himself. We can blame him. True. Lynx Africa. God, I remember that stuff. I loved Lynx Alaska. That could turn my head going down the road. That could. Guys walk past and be like, cool water does that to me now, though. It has done for years. He could be pig ugly, but I turn around and follow him. Okay, lots of truths. It's false. No, this man did not start warming or die of poisoning himself. Okay. John Kendrick, born 1710, died 1794. Kendrick, an American Revolutionary War sea captain, was off the shore of the Hawaiian Islands. His ship fired a 13-gun salute at another ship called the Jackal. The Jackal saluted back, but unfortunately one of their cannons was loaded, striking Kendrick on the deck. Oops. Why fire guns at each other? Did nobody ever teach you not to point a gun at someone else unless you intended to kill them? We're going with trues on that one. True, true. What do we think, people? True. Oh, Lila's mixing it up a bit. She's going with a false. What do you think, Kenzie? You can see the card. That's no good. Stupid. Oh, stupid people. This is stupid deaths. It's true. It absolutely happened. Absolutely happened. A postman in Tonga. Birthday unknown, died 1931. The northernmost island in Tonga was so remote that for many decades their mail was dropped off a ship in a tin can. Was dropped off by a ship in a... What's that? Their mail was dropped off a ship in a tin can. Or was dropped off a ship in a tin can. Sorry, I clearly can't read.
Missing grammar.
Yes. But yeah, there should have been a comma or something, shouldn't there? A postman from the island swam out to retrieve the can. The system changed after a postman swimming out for collection was killed by a shark. True or false? Excuse the grammatical issues I had with that one. That was true. A man stood on the burning deck. True, true. Okay, Tink's going with true. Dee Dee's going with true. Yo-Yo Max is going with true. Lila's going with true. Anyone else? Andy's going with true.
I know what it is.
Are we ready? It is true. That's Amazon for you. Okay.
Can I read one?
You want to read the poodle?
Okay.
Tries.
Poodle named Chachi fell from a 13th floor balcony.
You have to read quite loud.
A poodle named Chachi fell from a 13th-floor balcony in
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires, hitting a woman on the street below, killing both. An onlooker from a crowd in the street was run over by a bus while observing the scene. A man who observed both incidents died of a heart attack.
That true or false? Chi-Chi and others in 1988. False, true. How do, old boy? A poodle named Chachi fell from a 13th floor balcony in Buenos Aires, hitting a woman on the street below, killing both. An onlooker from a crowd in the street was run over by a bus while observing the scene. A man who observed both incidents died of a heart attack. True or false? Chain reaction, true? They were all barking mad. You ready? It's true. Absolutely, that happened. That's an unfortunate chain of events. That was like so untrue, it had to be true. Okay, let me see.
Sounds like a Final Destination plot.
It does, doesn't it? Oh, Harry Houdini. Are we ready? Does anyone know how Harry Houdini died? Going to go because I have another live stream to go to. Okay, I'm Jack. Thanks for popping in. Yay, Opal got one. Okay, we're ready. Harry Houdini. So, Tink says he knows how Harry Houdini died. The world's most famous escapologist boasted he could take any blow, but when he wasn't expecting it, a student punched him several times, rupturing Houdini's appendix. He died a few days later. Had he not been in pain from the hits, he might have sought medical help for the appendicitis earlier. Okay, so he didn't know he got appendicitis because he was in pain from being hit. So Lila says true, Kathy says true, Dee Dee says false, Andy says true. Ow, you're really hurting me. Moshtu says false. Tink's keeping quiet because he says he knows the answer. Yo-Yo Max, true, you watched a documentary about it just last week. Oh, really? You ready? It's true. It is true. It is true. No, false. No, it's true. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. I know, wow, right? The Great Lafette, is that how you pronounce it? The doctor went to treat him, but he had disappeared. Obviously remembered that wrong. Oh, so you thought it was false. Okay, the Great Lafette, is that right? The Great Lafette was one of the most famous conjurers in the world. At one show, a trick with a flaming torch went wrong, killing 11 people, including himself. After his funeral, his actual remains were discovered. A double of the great man, used in one of the illusions, had been wrongly identified and buried. Oh, okay. So the person that was buried was not him, but he had died. True or false? True.
I'm gonna go now.
Okay. Ouch. Take my cup with you, please. Thank you. Tink's going with true. Lila's going with true. Old boy's going with true. Yo-Yo Max is going with true. Grant McIntosh, hello, hello. Okay, we ready? Are we ready? It's true. That did happen. Okay. Joseph Smith, okay, born 1778, died 1858. Smith discovered that the cure for his pains was a Turkish bath. Happily, a friend constructed on his land so that Smith could use it. Unhappily, the shock of the cool dressing room air after the overheated hot air chamber was too great, and he fell into the heater, scorching himself. Did he die? True or false? True or false? True, 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 false, false. Oh, a right mix on this one. False. There are some weird deaths. There are some weird deaths. You should read the Darwin Awards book. I read that when I was in hospital trying not to give birth to Brendan, because the day I went into labour, they tried to stop it and he came 4 days later. But whilst I was in hospital trying not to give birth to him, my sister had lent me this book called the Darwin Awards, and they're hilarious. The Mormon guide died a martyr. Right, you ready? It's true. He did. I bet his friend wished he'd never made that bath. 3 white mice in 1863. They might be anonymous, but these mice saved the lives of many people. They were chosen to test the air quality before the New York subway opened in 1863 on 8th Avenue. Leaking gas fumes killed them all, so the opening was delayed 3 months, allowing for repairs. Did the 3 mice really die like that? True or false? True or false? True. Do you like saunas? I can't stand saunas. Should have known it wasn't serious. I actually can't stand saunas at all. I can't breathe in them. Lots of falses, trues, false. It was canaries. Was it now? You hope not. I do not like them either. False. Lila might have been right. Could have been canaries. I have no idea. William Wordsworth, born 1770, died 1850, one of Britain's most celebrated poets, was attending a sheep shearing ceremony when a skittish sheep managed to escape from its shearer. It charged into the crowd, toppling several people to the ground. Wordsworth was knocked out when he struck his head, never regaining consciousness. True or false? William Wordsworth was killed by a sheep. True? False? 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 Oh, a lot of falses on this one. True? False? I tell you, it's false. I have no idea how he died. Not really. Didn't they all die of consumption? But yeah, do you know what? They pretty much did. Everyone died of consumption. Okay. Right. Tycho Brahe, born 1546, died 1601. The great Danish nobleman and astronomer Tycho Brahe, I've probably pronounced that completely wrong, contracted a bladder ailment. He might have survived had it not been for his impeccable manners. Feeling it rude to leave the table to relieve himself during a long formal banquet, he severely damaged his bladder and died within days. I've heard if you hold your wee for too long, you can actually do yourself all sorts of damage. That's so woolly, it's got to be false. Pulled the wool over my eyes. You lot are terrible. Okay, so we've got a true, a false. Okay. Anyone else? True and a false. True and a false. True, but it damaged the kidneys. Might have been the kidneys. I don't know. It says it damaged his bladder. I don't know. It's consumption. Eat too many rusks. Yeah, probably. If you eat too many rusks. Need to go and rinse my clothes. Bye, Mange 2. Thanks for the comedies interludes. Okay, then false. Are you ready? Are you ready for the answer? You ready? True. It's true. Right, I'm going to do a couple more, and then it's actually getting a little bit too hard for me to read them because it's actually darker in here than it looks on there. Let's have a look. Anyone that I recognise the name of? Tutankhamun. Does anyone know how Tutankhamun died? Born circa 1341 BC, died circa 1323 BC. Tutankhamun, the ruler of ancient Egypt, died of heart failure at the age of 18. He was cursed, it is said, by the man whose donkey was killed by the pharaoh's pack of jackals. Did he die of heart failure at the age of 18 because of a curse? Well, because they think it was a curse. True or false? Does anyone know how Tutankhamun died? False? Chariot accident. Dee Dee says she knows. Yo-Yo says it was a chariot accident. Andy's going with false. False. Oh, people seem to have an idea of some Egyptian history. Not sure you can curse a god. Yeah, good point. Okay, we ready? False. You're right. I know he was young, and I have a feeling it was interbreeding was the reason. He had a lot of issues. So he could have died of a heart attack. I don't know, but it was he was interbred, wasn't it? If I remember right. His parents were siblings or something. Lee. Tutankhamun, was it him whose parents were siblings?
I believe so. Great Scott, Marty!
Yeah, siblings.
Oh, this baby is at 88 miles an hour. You're going to see some serious stuff.
I'm coming off here. Should we do 5 more people and then I'll go?
No rush.
No, because it's getting dark and I'm going to come and hang with my mane. And you're going to feed me chocolate and tea, yes?
You got what chocolate?
What chocolate?
Didn't you have a whisper earlier?
Yeah, I might have done, but I might need more.
Well, there's no more.
Are you telling me no?
No, there is no more.
Right.
Pigsy ate a chocolate.
But you can make me tea though, can't you?
Mm.
I love you. He's making me tea. Married sister. Yeah, I thought that only happened in Kentucky. No, the ancient Egyptians did it first. Wiki says it's suspected he died of complications from a leg fracture. Really?
Rednecks aren't to blame for everything.
Okay. Might. Pepper needs more, right? Okay, so I'm going to do 5 more. Okay, 5 more. Let's see if I can find something. Okay, let's go with the cowboy. Mickey Mackenzie, born 1852, died 1887. Mackenzie was a cowboy in Iowa. He was very proud of his long underhair, which became his ultimate undoing. While riding under a tree, his hair got caught in the branches, pulling him off his horse and suspending him inescapably. With no one else around, he died of thirst. True or false? I have not sent the chocolate off yet, Piccolo. I have to wait until Monday to get to the post office. False, true, false, true. Oh, pretty even Stevens on this one. True. Oh, true is weighing the balance at the moment. Been on here an hour and a half. Doesn't feel like an hour and a half. Are we ready? False. False. I can't eat someone else's chocolate, Andy. That's not on.
There is no chocolate.
No, the stuff that I've given away. He says I should eat it because I haven't posted it yet. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Because it wouldn't be the same one.
No, it wouldn't be the same one. That is actually a very good, what do you call it name? No, I know. Don't tell anyone. If I eat it, I would replace it. Buy more. Okay, let's find another good one. So if I'm doing 5, somebody I can actually pronounce the name of would be good. Someone I can actually pronounce the name of. God, they've all got crazy names. Pope Formosus, born 816, died 896. Figure. There was nothing exceptional about the death of Pope Formosus. However, a year later, his remains were exhumed and put on trial by a successor, Pope Stephen VI. Formosus was found unworthy of the papacy and his body was thrown into the river Tiber. Well, that's a little bit out of order. You can't just go throwing bodies in the river. So, did his body get chucked in the river? I don't know what papacy is, but he was found not worthy of the papacy. Kathy, yeah, Kathy, you know your religious stuff. What's papacy? Okay, you're going to be true, true. Tink saying false. Papacy, Pope. Oh, okay. So they said he wasn't. So a year after he died. Okay, what we're going with? You do not know. It's true. It's true. Right, 3 more. Okay, we have another magician. Marcello, born 1828, died 1865. Charles Collins, any relation to yours, Lee?
9.
9 relations. Charles Collins appeared in Victorian England under the stage name Marcello, performing primitive conjuring tricks. His Liverpool audience turned on him, believing his tricks to be witchcraft. In the ensuing riot, Marcello, among 3 people, were left dead. True or false? There's a burning the stink. He's a witch. And the last 2 I'm going to do from the last pack, which I haven't opened yet. You're going to go with true. Yeah, back in the day, everyone was a witch. True, definitely true, true. Everyone's going with definitely true. Anyone else want to weigh in on this? Kathy's true. Ready? False. Sorry, people. It's false. I have no idea how Marcello died. Okay. Let's go. I've got 2 more. 2 more. 2 more. Who should we go with? Okay, Mrs. Garrod, born 1876, died 1918. Little is known of Mrs. Garrod, who died in Suffolk County in 1918, except that she was the last person in Britain to die of the plague. Was Mrs. Garrod the last person to die of the plague in 1918? True or false? We got true from Tink. Majority rules. The majority rules. True, false, false, false. Okay, so people are going with false. She was the last woman to die of the plague in the UK. In Britain. Last one, people. Now, I think most of you will get this. This is an easy one. If anyone knows their science, this is an easy one. I know the answer to this one. It's not just because I got the card. Are you ready? Another typo. I don't know the facts of life. I don't know that one. Okay, we ready? This one you're going to get. Marie Curie, born 1867, died 1934. The first person to win 2 Nobel Prizes. Curie was celebrated for her pioneering research into radioactivity. Unfortunately, the dangers of radiation poisoning were not fully understood at the time. She contracted a deadly bone marrow disease from her continued exposure to radioactive materials. True or false? This is an easy one for you guys. Any Big Bang fans out there will know the answer to this one. Radium. True, true, true. I don't even need to read the answer to this one, do I? So easy. Yep, totally true. Totally true. Totally true. Right. I've got so many of these cards. We can do another one of these another time. My goodness, I was only going to come on for an hour. It's been nearly 2 hours. But it's getting dark. And I'm finding it hard to read the cards now in this half light. It's probably not doing my eyes any good whatsoever. Right. Me and my game obsession. Bye, roomies. Oh, I love the Great British Bake Off. It just makes me hungry, that programme. I just want to go and buy lots of cake and eat it. What a great way to stay in out of the heat. Thank you. Oh, Mary Berry. I miss Mary Berry. She wasn't in the last series. The last 2 series. When it went to Channel 4. Did it go to Channel 4? It went to Channel 4. Oh, I'm glad you guys have had fun. Out and check to make sure my... Oh my God, rotisserie chicken. Oh, I love rotisserie chicken. Thank you guys, all of you, for coming in. You want to kiss Mr. Hollywood? He's a little bit of a dirty devil, that man. Don't know where his mouth's been. Hi, cat. I'm literally just going now. I've finished. I can't see the cards anymore. Can you see it's getting dark? I'm glad you had fun, Tink. Right. Paul is gorgeous. Yeah, but he's a dirty boy. Dirty boy. He cannot keep it in his pants at all. Where's the rest of this rubbish gone? Right. Okay, you lovely lot. Thank you so much for joining in, having fun, and spending your evening, afternoon, morning with me, whatever it is in your part of the world. He's a cat. He is. Right. Love you guys. Bye.